y'all, I'm Kasey Stone with Clerestory Design. I thought I was gonna do some things here at the office today, but I'm headed out the door and headed to the bathroom addition because the electricians just called and they're on their way. Let's go. We are back. The plumbers got all their work done and now the electricians are here. So we've got can lights in the ceiling. We've got receptacles here and there. We're gonna have a vanity light. We've got receptacles over here. They are knocking it out. We're gonna have a receptacle down here because we're gonna have a heated towel holder that'll warm up your towel. So, progress. So we are down in the basement and Donza happened to notice that we have an old, non-functioning, out of commission wooden fuse box. Seems like a real safety feature there, don't you think?
Well, it's ceramic. Before it hits the wood, it's fiberglass lined. It'll be fine.
So that's your classic old knob and tube. Like you said, ceramic and fabric covered wire is what it usually is.
Fiberglass line type deal inside the box.
Uh-huh.
And then, the ceramic holders for the fuses and switch leg right there.
Yeah. So thankfully, that is no longer in commission. And there's a nice, safe, modern panel as well. We've got can lights going in. We've got switches and receptacles. Receptacles down here. Working on our vanity. We've got a receptacle. We're gonna have a wire for overhead light. Little receptacle here. It's all coming together. It's gonna be a pretty light fixture up there. Progress. We are back and we are working. Can you tell? So since you have seen this, a lot has happened. The electricians finished up. We got an inspection. It all passed. And we have turned our attention to some sheetrock. Started hanging some sheetrock. And we have just about finalized the cabinetry for here and here. And we've gone full circle and we are back to this becoming a closet. So it was gonna be a closet, then it was gonna be, we were gonna order cabinets, then we were gonna build cabinets, and now we're back to a closet. And we've had to drop the ceiling up there, but just a little bit, only in the closet and only a little bit, and that's so we can get that vent out. All right, today's all hands on deck. We're getting ready to sheetrock the outside of the shower. You can see we got the sheetrock around the transom. Electrician is coming to slightly move a wire for a closet. And then we're gonna finish framing up that door. All right, so we have finally locked in on, we're gonna do a transom here. We ended up dropping that ceiling because of that vent. It's just gonna give it a clean look instead of boxing in that vent. So we're dropping the ceiling there and adding a transom. It's going to be the same height at the same location as that one, but it's gonna be 36 inches wide. So we're gonna frame that out. So before we sheetrock that, this little pony wall has kind of been used and abused. So Jesus is making sure that it is completely plumb and level and square, getting it exactly in the right spot. So we're gonna sheetrock the outside. And we're gonna eventually trim that up wainscoting. So we're gonna sheetrock the outside, and then eventually we're gonna add some wainscoting to that, and then of course tile the inside. Once again, a lot is happening. We've got sheetrock everywhere. Let me show you. Sheetrock around the pony wall. Sheetrock on both sides of the shower wall. This is the wall where the sink and everything will go. I think it looks great. So you remember we made that door smaller. This one's been a little tricky. They worked on it and they got it good, but now it's squeaking. So we're giving it a little more attention. When the sheetrock came in, when the electricians did some work around it, it got a little bit crooked. All right, so let's deep dive into this closet. So I told you we've gone back and forth multiple times, but where we've landed is Jesus is gonna build us some doors here. We were hoping to find a pair of French doors that would work. We couldn't find what we wanted. So Jesus is gonna build us doors, and they're going to match the doors on the cabinets over here that we're gonna order. So we've got our transom. There's that can light that Donza came and moved slightly for us yesterday. So it's gonna be a good sized closet. There's that drop ceiling. You can see we didn't have to drop it under the vent, just under the duct work. So we have some ideas on how we're gonna configure this closet, but we're really just gonna get it all in here and then try to maximize the space the best we can. So we're turning our attention to baseboard, and we're putting the old baseboard back in there. So the baseboard's really, really pretty. It's a true 1x10 with this little cap on top. So we are going to need to go back with baseboard there. We're gonna need just a little bit on either side of the door. We're gonna need it on our pony walls. And then, well, all the new walls that we built. But we can get a 1x12, we can rip that down. It's that cap that we don't have enough. So we're talking through, what do we do? Obviously, we've saved every bit we can. We don't need that exact cap in the closet. So anything that came out of there, we're gonna pull out here. And then this wall is going to get, these two little walls are gonna get some wainscoting or some type of trim treatment. So perhaps the cap can be a little different here. So I am making a Lowe's run to get us some 1x12s, and then we'll figure the cap out after that. It's a Monday morning. We are back at work. So the last time we were here, we removed those pipes. Remember the pipes from an old radiator heater upstairs? We got rid of that. And our transom windows arrived. So here are the windows. We had them custom made with the jams and everything. Of course, this is the little one. It's gonna go up there, and then the big one's gonna go up here. We also got the special order crown molding in. It arrived a couple days ago, but it took them a few days to find it once they received it. They misfiled it at Lowe's, but we have it. So we're gonna replace the crown here and add it to our new walls. We picked up some paint colors. So we're gonna start putting some paint on the walls. Ceiling's already been painted. Looks great. Put some paint on the walls. We've got some trim paint. And then our tile guy is coming today so that we can make a plan for this shower. We're gonna put some niches on this wall. All of this is gonna get Durock, shower pan, and we're gonna tile all of that. So it's gonna be a busy Monday. Okay, so you remember I showed you the crown molding that we waited 2 weeks to get, and then we waited like multiple days for them to find it once it's arrived. Well, it's here, and we had to purchase it from a catalog, and it's not exactly the same. If you can see here, the top is a little bit bigger and the bottom is a little bit bigger. So here's what we've decided to do. It's so similar that we don't think anyone's ever gonna notice that this room is different from the rest of the rooms. So we're gonna order some more and take down all of it. It's always exciting when color starts going on the walls. Of course, it's not great over this yellow. It's kind of hard to see, but if you just look here, you'll see it's really a nice soft green. And then there's gonna be a little bit of wallpaper over here. Okay, so check this out, y'all. That first transom, it's just sitting in place. We're discussing how we're gonna trim it out. We're gonna do the same 1x all the way around. And then we're gonna have the new crown at the top. That'll give us about 2.5 inches of wall or sheetrock before the window trim starts. but of course we taped it off because we went ahead and primed it. You can see, Jesus is gonna bring it out, but it's gonna look so good. And that's the big one. It looked tiny up there. So this one's gonna be a little smaller over here, but it looks so good. So we ended up just using the same size 1x down here so that these would line up. We're gonna have a little bit of green up above between the crown and the window. Transoms look great. Same over here. And I love that it's just gonna give you a little bit of height, it's gonna break up. You don't just have big, tall walls. Well, that crown came down and thankfully didn't do too much damage to the walls or the ceilings, especially the ceilings because they had already been painted. So we've ordered more of the new crown. So all the crown in here will match. We're gonna get started on that tomorrow. I have got to put some attention on the doors here, figuring out exactly how we're gonna do those. But today was a pretty good day's work. So you remember this bookcase, it wasn't quite fitting in that corner just right. So Jesus took it off and there was some wood on this side that was stopping it from sliding flush to the corner. So he's taking it off, he's cleaning it up. We're gonna take an opportunity to paint all of that while we're having it out of the way, and then we'll get it back in place, caulk it, make it look great. We've got a green bathroom. Only the first coat, but I like it a lot. It really looks amazing with all this trim. Trim's gonna get a fresh coat of paint too, but you can see it all coming together. White cabinets, white tile. Floor tile is kind of a mix, a mosaic of different marbles and stones. It's got a little amber in it, which is gonna tie in with our flooring. And we haven't picked our countertop yet, but that's gonna help tie it all together. But the green is really our pop of color, and there may be some wallpaper that happens on this fall. But for now, we are gonna call it a week. We got a lot done, from the electricians knocking all of their stuff out to finishing up sheetrock, and now all this paint looks so good. So we'll be back next week. Hopefully the tile guys will be here, and hopefully you'll be here too.